Welcome to the Blue-Eyed Girl, where we look at biblical insights. Are tanks mentioned in the Bible? Will China invade a large part of the world? Let's take a look at the Bible and the data. In 1979, China introduced the one-child policy. Just talking facts, I'm not getting into the politics. The purpose of the policy was to limit the majority of families in the country to allowing only one child per family. Due to this policy, the country's overall gender ratio became skewed toward males, roughly between 3 to 4% more males than females. Why, you might ask? Male children are more preferred, particularly in rural areas, as sons inherit the family name and property and the responsibility of the care of elderly parents. The one-child policy did officially end in 2016. So after 37 years of this policy, let's take a look at where China is now. As a result of this, as of 2023, the population of China is 1.4 billion. Out of that population, 720 million are men and 689 million are women. Of the 720 million men, 2,185,000 are active duty military men in China. 2 million. So we have the data. Now let's take a look at the Bible. The book of Revelations is written by the Apostle John while he's in prison on the Isle of Patmos. He's shown a vision of things to come in the future, an invading army. In the Bible, I'm using the King James Version. In the book of Revelations, Chapter 9, verse 16, it says, "And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000,000, and I heard the number of them." 200,000,000 is the Bible's way of saying 2 million. And verse 17 continues, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth, and brimstone, and the heads of the horses as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone." Now let's break it down. "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire," which is described as a fiery red, "and of jacinth," which is described as a jacinth that is a deep blue, and brimstone, which is yellow. Red, blue, and yellow. These colors are also seen in the flag of the military of China, specifically the People's Liberation Army Air Force, or PLAAF. It's a military flag of China. Let's continue with the verse. "And the heads of the horses as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone." What do you think that would be? Do you think it might be describing a tank? Out of their mouths issued fire and brimstone. How would you describe a tank if you've never seen one before? How would you describe how it moves when you've only seen horses and carriages? Into verse 18, it continues, "By the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt." Tanks have turrets, which are the top portions that aim and fire the rounds. This you could describe as the head or tail, really, since it moves in a full 360. Do you think that John is describing a tank in his vision? Do you think this description matches up with what currently describes China's army? Do you think that China will invade a large part of the world? I don't know. What do you think? If you like this type of content, please like and consider subscribing, and also check out my other videos.